All right, guys, we're good to go for Derek.
Chelsea, Clay Holmes had a stretch of 17 games without an earned run coming into the night. Was there anything really concerning with his outing tonight? It looked like some of his misses were just below the zone, which is kind of what you expect for a sinker baller every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really good for us. And tonight he just didn't have his best stuff and wasn't in the zone with the walks. I mean, he gave up 2 ground balls. The ball Yelich hit was a ground ball that got between 2 defenders, and the other ground ball was a ground ball that, Gonzo dove for. But I think, to your point, Jake, tonight he just didn't have his best stuff. And I think we've been really spoiled because he's been really good.
Shelty, just overall with the way Trevor and Clay pitched, did you get the sense that it was the inability to throw a strike, like their stuff wasn't there? Were they trying to nibble a little bit, or was there anything to explain the 6 walks in the inning?
Yeah, I don't think we were nibbling. I just think we struggled with our command tonight. And, going back to Jake's point, our bullpen has been so consistent and so good that, when they do have an outing, it seems like we just did not command the ball tonight throughout.
Any common thread in the 2 shots off of Woodruff? He had only allowed 4 home runs all season, and to get 2 hit that hard by left-handed hitters, you got to make.
Yeah, I mean, good swings. Blanco took good swings all night. The first ball he hit, I think it was 114-mile-an-hour, 1-up line drive to the second baseman. Then he hit a ball where not a lot of people hit the ball in this ballpark, and Gamble took a good swing. I mean, Woodruff's got good stuff. He executes. Tonight, I thought the changeup was as good as we've seen it, and the way he executed it. But we knew coming in we were going to have to scratch for runs, and those guys took pretty good swings off him.
Shelty, what led you to take out Howard when you did?
The matchup. We knew it was going to be a right-handed pinch hitter because they had right-handers on their bench. Sammy got the first guy, and we knew we were going to get 2 right-handers. And as good as Clay's been, we really like the matchups there.
Shelty, it looked like Woodruff was leaving some stuff over the heart of the plate. I mean, I know he's got, some good spin and some good velocity, but do you feel like you guys had some good balls that you could have squared up throughout the game outside of those home run balls? Did you feel like you were just kind of missing those chances, or is he just, a tough pitcher and you kind of got to tip your cap with the way he throws the ball?
Yeah, I think 97, 98, 99, wherever it's at is challenging. And we may have had a couple other balls to hit, but I think it's more his stuff.
Shelty, it seemed like Chase had more life on his stuff or whatever late that, he didn't tire or anything. Just what did you see from him, and how do you think he handled himself?
Good outing. I think early on he struggled with a little bit with the breaking ball, and started to get a better feel for it later on. And I think because of the fact of lack of breaking ball feel at some points, he got himself into trouble. I mean, the at bat to Bradley where he walked him in front of Woodruff, he threw 3 that kind of spun out. But I thought later in the outing, he had a better feel for his breaking stuff.
I mean, Cahill's obviously a veteran. Is there anything you talked to him about? I mean, it's been almost a month since he pitched, and it's the first relief appearance of the year. It's easy to look at those 2, anomalies as to why he comes in and walks the first 2 guys he faces, or.
Yeah, I think he was kind of spinning off a little bit early on. I think that was the big thing because we saw most of the misses against the arm side. So it just looked like he kind of opened up and rotated a little bit, and then he was able to right himself that second inning.
Y'all went to check on him in there in the 8th. What was the issue there? I guess he stayed in the game, obviously, Cahill. But
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of that.
with Cahill, y'all went to check on him, I believe, in the 8th inning there. What happened there? I know he stayed in the game, but everything was okay. Or
yeah, they had the false break by Reyes at first, and he kind of came off the mound gingerly, and with the fact him just coming off the IL, we just really wanted to make sure he was all right.
Safety squeeze, is there anything you can defend that with if it's executed right, the bunt? Is there anything you can do differently there?
It's one of the hardest plays in baseball. If it's executed right, it is one of the hardest plays in baseball to defend. And in that situation, I mean, if Phil sells out and comes and gets it, then Bradley takes second, and then you put yourself in a second and third. It is a very challenging play to defend when it is, properly done. And they ran it tonight about as well as you could run it.
Anything else for Derek?
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shelton.
All right, guys, we are good for Chase.
Hey Chase, with some of the walks tonight, I know you like to set up the high pitch to set up some of your curve balls, but it looked like there were quite a few pitches up and maybe even up out of like where a hitter would normally swing through one. Did you feel like most of your misses were there, or were you not executing somewhere else? What did you see in those walks?
Definitely walk more than you ever want to tonight. But going into it, like we talked last time in my last start, I was kind of missing too much over the plate. So that was kind of the adjustment we made. And I went into it thinking, okay, I don't want to say it's okay to walk guys, but we were much more strategic in what we were giving them to hit. And you could see that in the fact that, we got off the barrel a lot better today than we had in my last start. So yeah, we walked 3 guys, but in my eyes, we made a good adjustment, and, we didn't give them as much to hit tonight, and we made them hit our pitches. So I think Mikey did a really good job of sticking with me through that. Obviously it made my pitch count go higher quicker. We had a couple long ABs that, didn't end the way we wanted them to, but like I said, Mikey stuck with me, and we made really good adjustments, and we made them take swings at pitches that we wanted them to hit rather than the adjustment from my last outing.
Chase, Shelty was talking about you being able to command your breaking ball better as your outing went on. Just what enabled you to do that?
Yeah, going into it, big kudos to Mikey, man. I mean, we haven't worked together since spring training, but he, really paid attention in my previous starts, and we talked about it, and we knew going into this that they're a patient team. The adjustment we wanted to make was a little bit more of like a pitching backwards approach. I still want to be aggressive with my fastball, which we did, and we threw a lot of really good ones tonight. But being able to glove strike the curveball early in the count, and then expand with it and get weaker contact like we were able to tonight was really the reason why we were able to cover 5 and keep the team in the game was because I was able to command that breaking ball early and then, throw better ones later in the count. So kind of the show me and then the finish one, even with the slider as well. We were able to glove strike it early, and then, the last out I got was Garcia, and we were able to throw a really good slider down the way, break his bat, and get through 5. That was huge for us tonight, was to be able to manipulate with both breaking balls and work back and forth with them and glove striking it and expanding.
Chase, I know this is kind of out of left field, but what's it like to watch Key Bryan? I mean, since he's come back, all he's done is hit. Even with that one mistake, I mean, that was a homer. It's kind of incredible just what he does on a nightly basis. What does he kind of do for the team as a whole, not just the offense?
We're definitely better with him in the lineup. He's an incredible talent. We all know that. It's really fun to watch him be consistent on a night-to-night basis. That the guy playing third for you is going to put together 3 to 4 really solid at bats that night, and he's going to play phenomenal defense behind you. He's a wonderful teammate, and I've really enjoyed being around him and being his teammate these last couple weeks.
I think you've only had a couple other stretches in your major league career with 4 straight starts, maybe. Now you're doing, you have 3. It's been a few years too. To have 3 straight starts. Are you feeling, in a routine now, comfortable as you kind of got those, I don't know, butterflies or whatever it might be out of the way, and you kind of feel like you're arrived now, I guess, in some sense?
It's a good question. And it's one that, this is what I've wanted my whole career, is that consistent opportunity. I'm still going to stick with the mentality of I'm always pitching to earn my next start. And that's just how I have to go about my job, is to, go out there and earn my next one. It's worked for me in the last, 3-4 months, that just to have that mentality. It's very nice to be able to have this consistent workload and not be, the guy with options that I've been for 4 years, where it's like, hey, you throw the ball, I'm up here in 3 to 5 day stints. So yeah, it's very nice that I've been able to be here for a couple weeks, get to know guys. It's something that I haven't had since 2018 with the Twins, because they couldn't send me down in September. So it's very nice to be able to be here on a day-to-day basis, be able to work with Oscar Stallings and Mikey and guys like that, just to be able to, I don't know, yeah, get in that routine. It's very nice, and it's something I haven't had in a long time.
Anything else for Chase, guys? All right, I'll be back with Ben here shortly, okay?
Thank you very much.